Welcome to Advanced Dual Health and Life Coach Certification. Today we're going to jump into the happiness coaching modules, specifically overcoming barriers to happiness. Let's start with an introduction. Happiness is often seen as an elusive state, complicated by various internal and external hurdles that individuals face in their daily lives. Life and health coaches are in a unique position to help their clients identify and overcome obstacles that hinder their ability to experience true and lasting happiness. These barriers can range from deeply ingrained cognitive distortions, such as negative self-talk and perfectionism, to external factors like unhealthy relationships or financial crisis. Let's jump into some key points. Number 1, understanding the barriers to happiness. We'll start with cognitive distortions. Cognitive distortions are habitual ways of thinking that are irrational and biased towards negativity. They distort how individuals perceive reality, often leading to emotional distress. Here are some common examples. All or nothing thinking, viewing situations in absolutes, such as, if I fail at this, I'm a failure at everything. Catastrophizing, assuming that the worst possible scenarios will occur. And overgeneralization, drawing broad conclusions based on a single event. In other words, I was rejected once, so I'll be rejected again. Let's look at the impact. These distortions amplify stress and reduce resilience, making it difficult for clients to pursue happiness proactively. For example, a client might avoid applying for new jobs because they believe one past failure defines their entire worth. What are these? These are limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are assumptions and thoughts that restrict what individuals perceive as possible. They often originate in childhood experiences, societal messages, or even past failures. Look at this entire description and visual on barriers right here, and you can see the various areas that barriers might arise. Let's look into some examples of limiting beliefs. Here's what they might sound like. I'm not good enough to deserve happiness. Happiness depends entirely on external circumstances. Taking care of myself is selfish. What's the impact? These beliefs create a mental ceiling, preventing clients from growing into their happiest selves. For example, a client might be driven by the belief that success requires constant sacrifice, and that might chronologically neglect their well-being to be able to attain unattainable standards. Let's look at an external barrier. External barriers are often more tangible, but they can also be just as influential in limiting happiness. They include financial struggles, toxic relationships, high-demand workplaces, or chronic health issues. And the impact? These external barriers can magnify stress while reinforcing internal barriers like cognitive distortions and limiting beliefs. For example, a toxic relationship might validate someone's limiting belief that I'm not worthy of love and respect. Here's awareness for the first step. It is crucial for clients to identify these barriers before they can be addressed. Coaches can use tools like guiding journaling, self-assessment checklists, or discussion prompts to encourage this exploration. Number 2, advanced tools to address barriers. Let's look at cognitive behavioral therapy techniques, also known as CBT. CBT is a highly effective evidence-based approach for recognizing and challenging unhelpful thought patterns. Here are some key techniques. Cognitive restructuring. This involves identifying distorted beliefs, evaluating their accuracy, and replacing them with healthier alternatives. For example, replacing I always fail with this didn't work out, but I can succeed with effort and learning. Let's look at a Socratic questioning. A coach can ask them thought-provoking questions like, what evidence do you have for that? Or how might someone else's view this situation? A behavioral experiment encourages clients to test their belief through action. For example, if a client believes socializing always leads to rejection, they can experiment by joining a casual interest group. The impact on the clients? CBT helps individuals shift to a more balanced, realistic way of thinking that supports emotional resilience. Let's jump into some mindfulness practices. Mindfulness involves cultivating non-judgmental awareness of the present moment. It enhances mental clarity, reduces stress, and increases emotional regulation. Here are some powerful practices for removing barriers. Mindfulness meditation. Guide clients to focus on breath and gently return their attention to the present when distractions arise. Do a body scan. This helps identify where stress and negative emotions are physically held in the body. For example, a client can feel restless, learning that their anxiety is manifesting and it's creating a chest tightness. Mindful journaling. Encourage clients to document their thought emotion connections daily to untangle their internal experiences. Here's an example application. A client overwhelmed by financial stress uses meditation to ground themselves, allowing them to face their challenges with greater calm and focus. Let's jump into the acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT. ACT is an innovative approach that emphasizes accepting uncomfortable thoughts and emotions instead of trying to eliminate them. Through acceptance, clients can focus on actions that align with their core values. Let's look at the core processes of ACT. Cognitive diffusion. This helps clients detach from unhelpful thoughts by treating those thoughts as mere mental events rather than truths. Here's an example question for clients. If you viewed this thought as a passing cloud, how would you feel differently about it? The values clarification. Assist clients in identifying what truly matters to them by asking, what brings your life meaningful fulfillment? And the committed action, encourage actionable steps towards chosen values, even in the presence of discomfort. For example, a client values family but avoids contact due to conflict. Committed action could involve expressing that they still care deeply about the family unity. The impact? ACT reduces avoidance and opens the door to purposeful, fulfilling actions. Number 3, client application. To ensure clients can effectively apply these advanced tools, coaches must provide clear guidance and actionable plans. Step 1, identifying barriers. Begin with exploratory sessions to uncover cognitive distortions, limiting beliefs, and external challenges. Here's a reflection exercise. Ask clients to complete sentences like, I can't achieve happiness because, ... Step 2, reframing and realignment. This will help clients challenge their current belief system using CBT. Introduce mindfulness strategies to foster ongoing emotional awareness. For example, a perfectionist client reframes only perfection is acceptable into effort and progress are more valuable than perfection. Step 3, development of a value-driven action plan. Use ACT principles to guide clients in outlining meaningful values. Here's the exercise. Write down the top 3 values that make life meaningful and a daily action reflecting each value. In other words, if a client values personal growth, studying 30 minutes daily can integrate into value into their life. Step 4, accountability and adjustment. Schedule consistent check-ins to evaluate progress and provide flexibility and strategies. Encourage habit formation tools for sustainability, such as calendar reminders or buddy system. Here's an example application. A client dealing with loneliness might face mental hurdles like, nobody really likes me. Using CBT techniques, the coach helps them reframe this thought while incorporating daily actions that align with their values, such as joining a community group for shared passion projects. Number 4, ensuring lasting progress. Measure success through these indicators. This is a reduced intensity of self-defeating thoughts, enhanced emotional awareness and regulation, progress in executing value-driven actions, and resilience when new stressors occur instead of relapsing into old patterns. Here's a guiding question for clients to reflect on their progress. What's one barrier I've overcome, and how has it shifted my perception of what's possible? By dismantling barriers to happiness through evidence-based tools and actionable plans, life and health coaches empower clients to build lives that reflect joy, fulfillment, and resilience. The best judge of the chorus. When examining a client's happiness transformation, the harmony arises from the integration of multiple elements: challenged beliefs, conscious actions, and meaningful alignment with values. Coaches act as the conductor, orchestrating these components so clients discover their rhythm for growth. Evaluation criteria for judging the effectiveness of a happiness plan. Growth over setbacks. Look for tangible shifts in how clients face challenges. Have they adopted positive reframing practices and emotional flexibility when confronted with adversity? For example, a client previously immobilized by social rejection now approaches events with curiosity over fear. Here's an alignment with values. Is the client engaging consistently with actions tied to their identified values? Are they seeing fulfillment in areas such as relationships, personal development, or creativity? The example, a family-oriented client successfully maintains weekly outings that strengthen bonds. Sustainability of change. Are happiness strategies becoming ingrained, repeatable habits? Are tools like mindfulness or journaling a natural fit in daily routines? For example, the automatic integration of new gratitude rituals marks a monumental shift from initial resistance. Let's see where the perception shifts. Do clients report their thoughts or emotional behaviors that reflect enhanced optimism or balanced thinking? Are they less susceptible to cognitive distortions? For example, self-critical thoughts like, I'm always failing diminish, replaced by efforts improved results. Here's a holistic ripple effect. Is growth spreading across multiple life areas, work, emotional health, relationships, and physical well-being? And the comprehensive transformation signals lasting success. When the pieces of this happiness symphony come together, clients learn that joyful living is not a luxury, but a tangible outcome of deliberate actions and courageous self-reflection. Coaches enable clients to harmonize with their truest selves, creating a life melody that inspires and sustains them. Final takeaways for coaches. Barriers to happiness aren't insurmountable. They're stepping stones into deeper self-understanding and growth. By guiding your clients to view challenges not as blocks, but as opportunities, you can open the door to lasting breakthroughs. Together, we'll replace outdated beliefs with empowering realities, turning struggles into stepping stones towards the vibrant life they deserve. Such an approach ensures that clients don't survive, but thrive. Happiness becomes a sustainable practice, not an abstract concept. Let's review some summary tables based on what you just learned. Table number 1, cognitive distortions and their impact. On this slide, you will see cognitive distortion, definition, example thought, impact on client, and the reframing strategy. Let's walk through one while you review the rest. All or nothing thinking is a cognitive distortion. The definition, viewing situations in extremes without nuance. An example thought, if I don't succeed perfectly, I'm a failure. The impact on a client, this reduces motivation and increases feelings of failure. And the reframing strategy, you focus on progress rather than perfection. Every step counts. Take a few moments to review the rest of the slide. Table 2, advanced tools for overcoming barriers. Here you will see the tool, the definition, key techniques, client application, and benefits. Let's walk through one. The tool, mindfulness practices. The definition, enhancing awareness of the present moment. Key techniques, meditation, body scanning, mindful journaling. Client application, a client may use meditation to reduce work and stress. And benefits, this improves emotional regulation and reduces overwhelm. Take a few moments to review the rest of the slide. Table number 3, limiting beliefs and methods for reframing. Here you will see the limiting belief, the origin, impact on happiness, examples of reframing, and potential outcomes. Let's walk through an example. Here's a limiting belief. Taking care of myself is selfish. Origin, cultural beliefs or learned behaviors. Impact on happiness, neglect of self-care leading to burnout. Examples of reframing, self-care is necessary to help myself and others better. And the potential outcomes, this improves well-being and balance. Take a few moments to review the rest of the slide. Table 4, steps to build a value-driven happiness plan. The step, the action taken, the tool used, example application, and outcome are all on this slide. Let's walk through an example. Here's a step, setting actionable goals. Action taken, translating values into tangible benefits and habits. Tool use, those SMART goals again. Example application, scheduling nightly gratitude journaling for positivity. And the outcome, greater intentionality and tracking of progress. Take a few moments to review the rest of the slide. Table number 5, measuring progress and overcoming happiness barriers. Here, as you remember, we have the metric, the measurement tool, the variable to track, example insight, and insights for adjustment. Let's walk through one. The metric, self-rated happiness levels. Measurement tool, weekly subjective assessments. Variable to track, perceived levels of emotional satisfaction. Example insight, overall increase in joy and gratitude over 2 months. And the insights for adjustment, confidence and long-term strategy effectiveness. Take a few moments to review the rest of the slide. Here are some multiple choice questions to see what you learned. Question number 1. Which of the following is an example of cognitive distortion? A. Setting realistic goals based on personal values. B. Believing that a single failure defines overall worth. C. Practicing emotional regulation through mindfulness. Or D. Accepting uncomfortable thoughts without judgment. The correct answer is B. Believing that a single failure defines overall worth. Question 2. What is the key purpose of cognitive restructuring in CBT? A. To eliminate all negative thoughts from a client's mind. B. To challenge and replace irrational thoughts with balanced beliefs. C. To encourage clients to ignore their emotions and problem solving. And D. To focus solely on external obstacles to happiness. The correct answer is B. To challenge and replace irrational thoughts with balanced beliefs. Question number 3. Which mindfulness practice is best suited for identifying stress held in the body? A. Mindful journaling. B. Cognitive diffusion. C. Body scanning. Or D. Gratitude exercises. The correct answer is C. Body scanning. Question number 4. What is the primary focus of acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT? A. To eliminate discomfort by changing one's environment. B. To force immediate suppression of negative emotions. C. To accept difficult thoughts while taking action aligned with values. Or D. To foster habitual dependence on external validation. The correct answer is C. To accept difficult thoughts while taking action aligned with values. Question 5. Which of the following is an effective way to identify limiting beliefs in clients? A. Asking clients to reflect on sources of self-doubt using prompts. B. Ignoring beliefs altogether to focus on external barriers. C. Convincing clients their current beliefs are inherently wrong. Or D. Avoiding introspection to reduce emotional discomfort. The correct answer is A. Asking clients to reflect on sources of self-doubt using prompts. Here are some additional resources of learning to review.